Hi, hello, welcome to the Daily Tarot Buffet brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Pieces of Blessing. I'll be your oracle today. I was sent to deliberate the findings for the transiting moon into Sagittarius. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. It's a delight and an honor and a privilege to serve you. Thank you for allowing us the pleasure to do so. If anything resonates deeply with you, go ahead and smash that like button. Vertex of Abundance is a galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. Today we will be using Thoth Tarot by Aleister Crowley, Lady Frida Harris, to impose the guidance. It's by US Game System. And we'll also be clarifying through the minor arcana of the Cosmic Covenant Tarot to deliberate any type of pairing energy. We call that pairings or combinations. That's by Lisa Lazenby over at Ripe Avocado. In addition, we'll be clarifying through the Veda Sibila. It's the Daily Oracle by Los Garabello. We'll be using that to deliberate any type of correlative or corresponding energy. If I see love, I'll talk about that at that time. Let's go ahead and begin. Just a little bit of housekeeping. If the reading's going too long or too slow, whether it's in its duration, etc., whatever, what have you, there's an option to increase the playback speed. It'll still say the same duration, but since it's playing up to twice as fast, you can reduce the length of the reading up to half as much. Also, in the show notes, usually, not always, between the Hamza hands and the About section description box or show notes, of course, there's a link to a summary. Let us begin. The event that we're having, since it's Cancer season, is a Sagittarius event. So that would give us anything going on in Sagittarius during Cancer season is a 6th house event. Okay, this is Priestess Chandi if you haven't met. So the event that we're having is a lunation, which is a lunar event, a moon event. So we're going to have increased insight and intuition in the service we give ourselves and others. It's our day-to-day repetitive routines. It's our really what we do to sustain life. It could be karmic debt. It could be service. It could be in the environment of our work. It could be hidden enemies. It's the things that require attending to, perhaps even intercession, so that not only can this material existence be situated. Okay, I think she has some needs. Come on, Papa's working. Thank you, sweetheart. Not just so we can sustain our material existence, but so that we can repudiate or expedite karma that's going on. It's the house where we need to work through things. Okay. Without her energy changing, she's probably going to have her needy season soon. Okay, so that's the 6th house, and it's happening according to the energy of Sagittarius. So philosophical, high-minded beliefs, also faith, and it would be like far-reaching. So going further into the future, not really wandering, but roaming to explore, drumming, not really the depths of our soul, but drumming our heart, our ambitions, our soul's body. It's very dharmic, it's very high-minded, it's very kind of philosophical. So we're going to be looking at the things that we put our time, our energy, our effort, our attention into that are by obligation, not really by desire, by duty, not really by love. And we're going to be asking ourselves loving and desirous questions about our duties and obligations. And we're going to gain some insight about that, around that. And again, the moon gives us increased insight and intuition for a few days. Okay, the dates are in the title, the name of this video. Let's go ahead and begin. So we have the Six of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles clarifying this Strength card. And we're going from the Strength over to the Tower. It's actually the Tower clarifying the Six of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. It's the Two of Swords, Knight of Cups clarifying the Strength card, which is drive, desires, passions, motivations. There's some type of discernment that we're needing, maybe deliberation, as I said. It might be a timing indicator. So something could have been going on for like the past week, perhaps even month. We're still mid-cycle here, which means we've either been learning or discerning something about our Knight of Cups, which is desire, Knight. It's to drive something forward according to passions, motivations, okay, or spirit, karma, life, path, destiny. But it relates to authentic self, true nature. It could also be something that's genuine, sincere. We are on the journey towards our authentic self here. We could also be discerning how people come towards us with the Strength card. Usually there was something that we had to overcome. Oftentimes it's the devil energy, which is not always evil, toxic, sinister, malicious, malignant, malevolent. It could just be ignorance, illusion, falsities, or fear. Something from the shadow of the lower self that we did need to confront, or would have bound us to something where our eternal life would have gained a debt, a karma. Again, sixth house. We also have some type of Taurus moon energy here. It could also be moon in the second house, moon in Taurus. We're needing an equally beneficial nourishing needs exchange. That's this revelation that we had with the Tower. These two things together mean that we had to wrangle something down. We had to get something under control. We had to maybe repress some kind of desire, drive. Also, maybe we had to lay the groundwork for something that was prickly, precarious. I'm going to move the camera angle. There's a little bit of indestructibility or formidability, formidable, formidable. I'm hearing that. Formidable. Yeah, there's something here that was formidable, and it was we were formidable. Can't you not gone, you not gone. It's gonna go like this. This is what it is, how it is. We kind of had to bring it. Or just stand strong in a situation when really it was a revelation that energy around us maybe wasn't coming at us as authentically, genuinely, and sincerely as it could have. Maybe we were misaligned in our self-worth and value, something of that nature, so on and so forth. And we had to handle up on that, whatever that was, whatever that looked like. It did happen. We did that thing. And it caused a little bit of a rupture. The other side might have gotten angry, rageful, or there will be something here trying to tear us down, tear us apart, because there's an energy here sitting in some type of cycle where there was an exchange, and we may be contemplating or informing an energy here that things are going to shift, things are going to be different. We're not going to give in the same way, we're not going to show up in the same way unless certain needs are met. And it's good, it's positive. We may change, a shift, have an upgrade, an uptake. We might have learned a couple few things about our warmth, our sincerity, our affection. We might have learned or discovered that we need to be giving more, which would mean that we overcame some type of ignorance or illusion. Whenever the strength card comes out, usually it's because the devil was around. Love is around the corner, and we're learning to be in union here because there's some kind of need. Queens are needs. There's some type of need here for stability, security with the Queen of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, meeting a mutually beneficial, nourishing needs exchange. That's commitment. That's both parties working towards a union, or some type of connection. Grand internal commitment is the any queen, especially the Queen of Pentacles. But also it says that we are sitting in our acumen of some type of practical skill. So we might have learned the soft skills because we had to overcome something. So what a lot of us don't know with the, because I'm hearing segment now, and Voodoo we call that spirit a specific name, Da Zoji. She's a mediator. She can deal with any of the energies, the Saturn energies, which are prickly, the Mars energies, which are hot and aggressive sometimes, the Venusian energies, which are soft and demure and they're sensitive, the Moon energy, which is intuitive and reactive even sometimes, the solar energy, which is dignified but also prideful, the Mercurial energy, which could be quick, rapid, and it's a beginning energy, so it sometimes needs to be further developed. The Jupiter energy, which is expansive, it's going to take the good, the bad, and the ugly and make it bigger, you know. And so this energy here kind of reins things in when it needs to be reined in, expands things when it needs to be expanded. It's literally the galactic mediator. Because with the tower here, it could be some type of revelation, some type of truth emerging, or it could be something about to rupture or collapse. And what I'm getting energetically is that when we got called to process things, look at things, deliberate things, discern things, also learn a couple few things, and we make a couple few shifts and changes, some of us gonna have to deal with some kind of hot aja energy, like it's roja, it's angry or rageful or shocking. Others, there's going to be a revelation where, because it's the same energy, but it manifests in different ways, where they can give to us in a way that they might not have been before. It might have been tit for tat, and now we have a full buy-in. But if it is a tit for tat and now and soon to be a full buy-in, you know what this is going to be? It's going to be that we weren't really showing up correctly, or we weren't really giving enough, or there wasn't enough clarity, or enough warmth, or enough for I'm gonna say this, but like formality, some kind of dance, some type of ritual, some type of policy, procedure, and protocol. You know, there might have needed to be literally diplomacy, romantic diplomacy here. So it's the same energy. It's giving me a lot. I'm getting a lot from this little round, but let's continue. It shouldn't be that long because the cards that we need, the High Priestess and the Temperance for Sagittarius transiting Moon, it's actually closer to the surface. It's not 11 rounds down. It's like a few rounds down. Okay, so I'm hearing now that something did go down where this other energy, this other side, whatever that is, whatever that looks like, they were giving us a lot. We have a double three here, clicks, covens, cabals, is what I'm getting. It should be collaboration, cooperation, co-creation, because it's a double three, not a triple three, but one of them is the pentacles. So we're getting a little bit of dissent here, discord. we were running into a broken heart. And really what happened is over the last week, we learned there was some terms of conditions. What this is telling us is that there's rules to the game here. We need to get in alignment with them, or we cannot affect the outcome at all. Not that love, you really affect the outcome. You give it your all, you give it your authentic self, and whatever manifests is whatever manifests. And really, as long as it's not by accident, meaning lacking in intention, then it's okay. Whatever happens is whatever happens. Not a lot of people look at it that way. Of course, we get all, it needs to be this way, and here's my expectations, and la di da, and yada yada. But what it is what's best to do is to not be ignorant in love, even if we're innocent and a little inept, meaning lacking skillfulness. It's just best not to be ignorant. Okay, so I'm getting that unless we, yield to these not policy procedures protocols, but there are some terms and conditions, some standards and boundaries, and I don't even feel that they're from the other person. I feel like they're universal in nature. It could be other timelines, it could be other cycles, it could be other agreements. Something needs to be yielded to, or we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem. Because what I'm getting with this pair of threes is cliques, covens, cabals. There might have been some triangulation. There might have been, that's the truth, actually, that we need to show up self-governing, self-mastered. We might need to have some type of command presence. We might need to have a sense of direction. We might need to be extroverted with our energy more than we have, at least, Emperor. There needs to be some type of inception implementation, and we need to make that known. We're going to have to change the energy. It can't be the common standard. There's going to need to be a little bit of a different, and I wouldn't say quite intrigue, but there does need to be something that's obvious, need to be made obvious. Something that goes without saying needs to be said at least once. Something that should be common sense needs to be made sense of. And, that's what that is, because the heart's opening up. There's an opportunidad here. I'm hearing that word opportunidad. There's an opportunity for love here. And we're in the sixth house. So this is attending to something. It's not so much romantic like the fifth house. It's not so much partnership, one-on-one union like the seventh house. This is the time when we put in the time, energy, effort, and attention. We put in those minutes. We cross those T's, we dot those I's, we submit that paperwork, we do the documentation, we follow up, we handle up, we level up, we G up, we be about that thing, we stand on business, we come through, pull through. That's the sixth house energy. So something needs to be, we need to take a stand or put our energy into it or put our back into it. And it's coupledom, it's union, even if it's not about one-on-one, sassy, love making, baby making, even if it's not that, we're in a union, we're in a partnership, we're in this labeled relationship here. Sometimes it's just union, communion, partnership. It doesn't always have to be filial, meaning romantic leaning. It could be congenial, meaning, camaraderie, friendship, community, familial, loving. It's all love, all the same. Because we got to put our back into something. And it's really from the sense of we should have put our back into it already, or we should be yielding, benefiting from this as if there's been some type of stake and investment made, fully invested or fully vested in the circumstance situation. And if there's illusion, delusion, confusion, if there's some kind of facade, glamour, gas, if there's a veil over the situation, we need to, unveil. There might also need to be a choosing or declaration of intent here, or a decree of standards, boundaries, expectations, so that it's clear. Somebody here has their moon in Aquarius, and it most likely is not us. This is most likely romantic, Lamante. It's coming with the heart all the same. We already had the Knight of Cups. Now we have the Jack of Hearts. So Lamante it's the wooer in this deck, but it's coming with your heart on your sleeve, expressing one's emotions, navigating because of the heart. And again, we also have the Queen of Diamonds and we have the Queen of Pentacles, Maritata here. Dona Maritata is the nurturer. She can oftentimes be the mother. But remember what I said, this is the time when we attend to something because something is getting kind of bad. Amalato is the malady or the sickness, stuck energy. And Fortuna here means it's time. It's time to handle up on something or let it go, let it die. Now it's saying over the next 3 months, we need to be dealing with something that should start right now, or if it hasn't started, it's going to start within the week. It should have started. We got about a week because over the next 6 weeks or so, there's going to be either the dissipation of a third party, the dissipation of a block, a triangulation, some type of, hindrance, or if something is just going to be suspended. It's not going to progress any further and it would start to dissipate because something needs to come into alignment here. There's the opportunity for bigger and brighter, better. The future could be great. And these two cards together is healing from crisis or survival mode. So something might be on the outy outs, something might be endangered. Now, this is sovereign rulership. This is sovereignty. This is a person not just taking a stand, but they're standing up for something and they're doing it for the collective, it's not just for themselves. That's the L'Imperatores Forza. I'm hearing that. Forza. So this is marshaling one's forces, not necessarily for war, but to summon up one's strength. Because something, yes, is endangered here. And I'm hearing that song Let It Die, so it could be one's fears. It was hard to tell just how good I felt. Yeah, could we have a timeline restoration here? And something was a little bit criminal, unfair. And we started with the Six of Pentacles. So that means fairness, balance, equally beneficial, nourishing exchange. It also means with the Tower and the Six of Pentacles, it means an answer is right there on the table. Help could be literally be solicited or asked for. And if you don't, inquire, investigate, examine, and you walk away, it's a sad, not because the decision being made, because not every option was availed and there might have been a lack of informed decision when it was really, really easy to get that information to better inform whatever decision, regardless of what the decision was. It wasn't about what the decision was, it was a lack of an informed decision or a lack of exercising an option that was right there within reach. So this is very sixth house. It's, traditionally Virgo, it's not right now, it's Sagittarius. Because we're 4 months into the solar year, and essentially, excuse me. Yeah, we're 4 months into the solar year. Essentially, what this is discernment, not really details, but refinement of whatever details are there, which would mean having a couple of your technical skills. And again, I've said that word a few times, but we have it coming through really strong in this hand. So we have the King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, clarifying the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is destiny. It also is La Fortuna. Okay. Something's opening up here, a window. It's the jackpot, so we could hit it big. We might be supposed to in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. It could also mean that there's big stakes. So like I said, it would be really sad if we didn't make the best, most informed decision here. There's an option on the table. We would do well to avail ourselves of it, even if we don't make the decision that is popular, even if we don't exercise the opportunity that's being afforded to us, the lack of knowing or the lack of conscientiousness around it is the problem, or is the thing that's dire. The Justice card is what's clarified by the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Cups. So it's saying that the 2 weeks leading away from the full moon, a truth is going to be revealed. So the full moon is a few days from now on the 10th. Okay. We also have somebody with their Mercury in Libra, or their Mercury in the seventh house. It's a person that needs to put together or plan or intellectual reasoning, communication skills, talents, craft, ability into some type of partnership, some type of union. That might be the thing. We might need truth and clarity about how we're yoked to something or bonded to something, or how there should be some kind of union. Because there is a grand external commitment before we had a grand internal commitment. The King of Pentacles is also mastery over technical skills. And with the Three of Pentacles here, this is wanting to collaborate, wanting to plan. And that's what we have thus far. We have the King and Queen of Pentacles with the Three of Pentacles. And this is saying Ace of Swords with the Judgment card. In this deck, it's called Adjustment. It's saying if it's not something about Mercury or North Node in Libra, it's some truth about being chosen, Nine of Cups, for a commitment. Or karmic justice, a karmic truth, a karmic revelation. I'm getting a lot from this hand. This is a very rich reading. It has a lot of energy. It's a lot. So I'm getting something about, like, it's justice, that the way whatever's gone down, however it's gone down, it's the right thing. We're being chosen for it. And it took a while. We were kind of stuck in a way, but it was somewhat of our own doing. We don't have Amalata here. Okay, so the solution's coming, and it's going to happen very quick. And it's also going to startle somebody else connected to this, because things did not look good for a moment, but then the tower is the blinding flash of the obvious. Yeah, usually it means other things, but in this circumstance, it is the missing piece. We have a download of revelation. And then when that gets matriculated, percolated into the situation and viewed upon, then it shifts. And there's going to be a shift in the last 2 weeks, and the 2 weeks leading up, and the 2 weeks proceeding, following. Okay, and the 2 weeks succeeding the full moon, leading up to the 24th of July, the 24th, the 25th, the 26th. That's the window when something should have already happened, which is a yes or no. It's going to be a yes if we handle it the right way. Okay? So it's been a yes for a while, but it might not have been seen that way. Not just by us. Somebody might have thought that we didn't want it. And this is sounding like a romance, but it could be something different. Uh, there was some, on one hand, desperation, on the other hand, distress. And I will say this, the way this is looking is that whatever we're connected to, romantic or filial or congenial, I'll say it that way, that there's a missed opportunity here. Okay, something's coming back together. It has a window to come back together. And we've been putting the time, energy, effort, and attention into thinking about it, most likely. We have the Knight of Swords and the King of Cups clarifying this. I was going to say healed man, but it's the Temperance card called the Art in this deck, which means that we've reached some type of healing, and that's true too here because we swiftly went towards our authentic self, and this is mastery of our authentic self, the King, which means there's some type of unconditional love and in the form of compassion. And what this actually means is the other side we're going to be connected to feels secure. Feeling page secure. Four of Pentacles is to secure a situation or is miserly embittered, but there's not really an inversion here. There's healing from disappointment or some type of mourning. I want to see what this. Yeah, every day is a winding road. You feel a little bit closer. Yeah, so the other side is going to feel secure enough to embark on this connection relationship. I'm hearing narratives now. So what I just heard is I would love to tell you everything. And I saw somebody brushing somebody's face. I don't know if they're brushing hair back or just, touching the cheek with the back of the hand in a light, loving way. That's what I was getting just now. The thing here is about feeling secure, and it's not us, it's the other side. So we finally found ourselves or found the nugget in the situation, and this other side is ready to see if we're ready. So that's what it's going to be. And what is this security look like, though? Because they were waiting on us to do something. Well, I guess it's the witty banter. I mean, this seems to be contrivial to me. But before, it seems like it was too serious. There wasn't any lightness. in the situation. It was like kind of somber, severe, strict, stern, a little bit of a buzzkill. Something needs to be put to bed. Somebody's ready to put something to bed. There's also been an ending. Yeah, we're moving with a surety, like a surety that we haven't had before. We know something, we handling something, we seeing something, we acting something different that we have before. There's an extra layer to us now. It's almost like we're no longer brand new. We grew up, we handled up, we bossed up, we G'd up, we leveled up. Not in the whole glowed up way. It's more like we got that finishing touch to something, and it's evident, it's imbued in our aura, our physical spirit, our body, our motion. So we're going to conclude the reading now. The High Priestess is here. The Temperance card already came out. Moon in Sagittarius. Yeah, okay. So there was a little bit of cloaking, shapeshifting. Something was veiled, and that seems to be on the other side here. There also is, over the next 2 months, a lot's going to be revealed. Emotions, feelings, things that weren't said, things that weren't shown. We've healed from some type of disappointment, let down, or maybe bottom of the bucket, crab in a bucket energy. We might have been a little bit sabotaged or second guessing because we were some kind of depressive energy as well. But a mystery gets revealed, not really revealed, but we are the keeper of a mystery and we can navigate it now. We're going to have to ask for it to be revealed, although it very much can be. It's just not aligned properly here. It's like somebody else's mystery gets put in our hand, but we don't actually know all of the mystery, but we're the keeper of it, which means we can navigate, negotiate through it. There's a lot of attending to a situation here. Somebody needs affection, adoration, appreciation, acknowledgement, attention, really. They need to be cherished, worshipped, all of that, in the sense of their beauty, their value, their vibration, who they are, what they're about. They need to be seen for their worth and their fire, their passion. Here we have the High Priestess clarified by the Five of Cups, Six of Cups. So that's, some bubble has burst, but the agreement is still there. And it's this pure, exalted, gracious influence over an entire cycle. And it's mirrored by the moon. The High Priestess and the moon together is literally a keeper of the mystery. I remember we were just hearing, there's so many, I need to tell you, or I need to, I see the channel's already gone. It wasn't for me, it was for somebody, but like, I was catching this download about hearing this narrative, of literally hearing a conversation. There's so much to tell you. Like, I wish I could tell you everything, something of that nature. So I can see that it's here, and there's something. It's gonna be revelations for about 2 months. Two of Pentacles with the moon. It's gonna be 2 months worth of mostly full moon. It seems like. So we have on the between the 25th and the 27th, we're gonna have the Aquarius full moon. Oh, and then the Pisces full moon towards the end of August. Because I know on August 9, you have the Leo new moon. And on the 23rd, we have the Pisces full moon. And that's August. So around that time, we're going to be in a very cozy relationship, regardless if it's romantic or not. We didn't get any deep, deep romance here. I'm going to check this mystery that we're keeping here. We got two things. Okay, so there's going to be a death to some desperation, which is good. But it's because we're giving love. La matrice. We actually share our feelings. Somebody gets informed what our feelings were. They didn't see it coming either. They knew that they needed to know what our feelings were, and they knew that they were desperate about how we felt. And again, I didn't see straight romance here. So it could be a friend that thinks we don't like them. It could be a friend that thinks we're mad at them. It could be a boss that thinks we're leaving. It could be a landlord that, um, I don't know, thinks we're going to move, thinks we don't respect them. I don't know. I don't know. It's some kind of union, communion, partnership that we have, congenial or filial, meaning romantic or non-romantic, that needs to know how we feel. That's true. It could be a group that gave us an invitation that we haven't really shown up to or we haven't really given to. It could be, take it as it resonates. Yeah, so something's reaching its completion. La Vecchia Signora, it's gotten about as much as it could get. It should be giving us plenty of wisdom now. And somebody, it also helpful if we share how we felt. Like, yeah, I felt a little distressed as well. I had to check out because this was unclear. X, Y, Z, O, N, O, P, A, B, C, T, U, V, E, F, G. This is what's up. This is how it was. This is what it is now. This is how I want it to be. Where you at with things? What's alive in you? If that happens, we're good. We're good. So it's been an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me to do so. I'm going to say just a quick prayer for all those still lost out there to illusion, delusion, confusion, lost into the time, trapped somewhere in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the resplendent grace of the divine, unconditional, loving, universal oneness. Anapana, we love you. We're sorry. Please forgive us. Thank you. We pray that our steps are ordered, our path illuminated, and that we find salvation and redemption in this life. May we be well, may we be happy, may we be at peace, may we receive everything we ever wanted, starting with what we deserve. Until we meet again, until we read again. Namaste, Dandava, and Ashe. Sayonara, Das Vidanya, Avida Dane. Take good care of yourself. We'll see you in the next one. Remember to smash that like button. Bye-bye.